Hello friends, welcome to our channel BSc Agriculture. If you are coming to our channel for the first time, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button. So let's move to the video. In this video we are going to see about fundamentals of biochemistry. I am going to teach you unit 1 and the lecture topic is structures of oligosaccharide and polysaccharides. So it was such a vast topic, so I am going to give only the important points you must need to remember for your examination in this video. So while seeing the first one is oligosaccharide, which is also known as disaccharides. So disaccharides are nothing but a two saccharides, a true monosaccharide which is just joined by the covalent bond by O glycosidic bondage is known as disaccharides. So we can able to classify those disaccharides into two types. So the reducing one as well as the non-reducing one. Reducing one or which can be easily break down into two different monosaccharides or two monosaccharides is known as reducing disaccharides, as well as the non-reducing one which cannot be easily breakable disaccharides are known as non-reducing disaccharides. So for reducing disaccharide you can see maltose and lactose, as well as for non-reducing disaccharides example trehalose as well as sucrose. So and the topic we are going to see what is the glycosidic linkage, so which is nothing but the hydroxyl group which formed as a hemiacetyl formation which is highly reactive of bonding between two monosaccharides is known as glycosidic linkage. So this statement represents how the bond is done. So the hydroxyl group present in monosaccharide which is attached to the another monosaccharide to produce 1-to-1 bond linkage, 1-to-2 bond linkage, as well as 1-to-3 and 1-to-4 and 1-to-6 linked disaccharides where the glycosidic linkage can be found with these structures. So while seeing what are the reducing and non-reducing disaccharide, I have already given the definition. You can see the definition in this. So only one anomeric carbon is involved in the glycosidic bond formation is known as reducing disaccharide, where the both anomeric carbon atoms of monosaccharide are involved in glycosidic bond formation is known as non-reducing disaccharides. So the structures of disaccharide, the first one we are going to see about is maltose structure, so which is made up of two glucose residues joined by a glycosidic linkage between C1 of one glucose and C4 of other, so where the bond is between carbon 1 of the first monosaccharide as well as the carbon 4 of the another monosaccharide. So you can able to see the picture of maltose. So it's the process that tells about how the maltose is formed by alpha and beta D glucose. So and we are going to see about the configurations about maltose, where the anomeric carbon of glucose is involved in the alpha linkage, hence it is known as, hence the glycosidic linkage can be known as alpha 1-to-4, as well as the anomeric carbon of second glucose is free, as well as where the maltose is a reducing sugar, where the second glucose residue is capable of existing an alpha or beta configuration. So maltose usually obtained as a product due to the hydrolysis of starch during germination or malting, so which is fermented by enzyme maltose in the presence of yeast. Where how the maltose is formed, hydrolysis of two molecules of D-glucose is used to form maltose, which used to undergo mutarotations in this process. So now we are going to see about lactose, which is a reducing disaccharide found only in milk. So which is where the lactose is made up of galactose and the non-reducing end as well as the glucose at the reducing end, so which is connected by alpha a beta 1-to-4 linkage So we are going to see about the structure of lactose. Where you can able to clearly see the linkage between beta 1 to 4 linkage in this picture. So, and the lactose were used to show the reducing sugar including mutarotations. So where the lactose can be decomposed easily by the alkalis and which is not fermented by the yeast. So hydrolysis of one molecule of galactose and one molecule of glucose by acids and the enzymes lactase used to give lactose. So, and we are going to see next about sucrose, which is a commercially important sugar widely distributed in high sugar yielding plants like sugarcane and sugar beet. So majority of intermediate product of photosynthesis used to produce sucrose in the plants. So the principal form in which the sugar is transported to leaves into the portion of the plants via their vascular system. It's how the sucrose is transported in the plant's biology. So while seeing what are the structure of sucrose is made up of two monosaccharides, which is glucose as well as fructose. So where the aromatic carbon linkage of glucose at C1 and fructose C2 are involved in this linkage. Therefore these are non-reducing disaccharides. So you can able to see the structure of sucrose. It's the structure of sucrose. So and what are the chemical combinations of sucrose, where the sucrose is easy fermentable and hydrolyzed by dilute acid or enzyme invertase sucrase, which is an enzyme invertase to give one molecule of glucose as well as one molecule of fructose, where the relatively stable to reactions with dilute alkali. So invert sugar. So invert sugar is nothing but hydrolysis of sucrose when the followed polarimetric, the optical rotation change from positive dextro to negative levo. So dextrosucrose and hydrolysis yield levorotatory mixture of glucose and fructose. So levorotation is due to the presence of fructose, which is more levorotatory than dextrorotatory glucose. So inversion, where the phenomenon of inversion is a mixture of glucose and fructose is called as invert sugar. The process which is made by the invert sugar is known as inversion. So which is catalyzed by the enzyme invertase. I have already told you the sucrase, which is an enzyme invertase. Invert sugar is more sweeter than sucrose, and the honey contains plenty of invert sugars. So trehalose. Trehalose is nothing but the anomeric carbon formation of both glucose and involved in the formation of glycosidic bond of non-reducing disaccharides, where the trihalose occur as a major constituents of circulating fluid of insects, which hemolymph, where you can able to see high amount of trehalose, which serves as an energy storage compound in the insect bodies, and a limited extent of fat body of a variety of insects, where the trehalose used to give twice the amount of energy as that of glucose and same time maintains the osmotic balance in the insect body. So important adaptation of insect engaged in flight is may either be compared with the trehalose presence. So while seeing how the trehalose is formed is a alpha D glucose plus alpha D glucose, where the linkage is between alpha 1 to 1 bond linkage, which is mainly done by fungi and yeast, where the hydrolysis by acid to glucose with the difficulty is trihalose, where the trihalose is not hydrolyzed by enzymes. So and the other compound we are going to see is sucrosyl oligosaccharide. So where the degree of polymerization dp, you can able to mention it as dp, so normally ranges from 3 to 9 for sucrose oligosaccharide, where occurs at least in terrace in each plant family. and maintains accumulation of sucrooligosaccharides is mainly done in the storage organs of root, rhizome and seeds. So some of the sucrooligosaccharides are raffinose, starch, verabasco, ajugos, where the sucrooligosaccharides are non-reducing in nature. So while seeing one by one, raffinose, I can move up faster, where the next to sucrose is abundant to plant kingdom, and the lower concentration in the leaves of leguminous plants accumulate in storage organs like seeds and roots, and they also have a leguminous seed content of oligosaccharide in large amount. Bengal gram has a higher amount of raffinose. Red gram and green gram used to have sufficiently high amount of raffinose and stachydose than Bengal gram and black gram, responsible for flatulency, which serves as a reserve material for most of the plants, also contribute to the frost resistance of Bengal gram and many other crops. And the next topic we are going to see is polysaccharides. So we can able to classify them into two forms. They are structural polysaccharides as well as storage polysaccharides, based on the structural function as well as the storage form of energy. While seeing first the storage polysaccharide, where the examples are starch, glucosamines and insulins, and seeing the starch, which acts as a food reserve polysaccharide, where it occurs in seed, fruit and leaves, tubers and bulbs up to the percentage over 74%. And while seeing the structures of starch, which is alpha glucan, which the amylose and amylopectin, where the third compound refers to the intermediate fraction of the plant components, which is organized into macromolecular aggregate called granules. We can able to say it as storage one of starch in the plant bodies, where the shape of granules are characterized by the source of starch present in the plant. While seeing the majority of starch ranges or contains about 15 to 35% of amylose, where the ratio of amylose and amylopectin is a function based on enzyme present in the plant, which is granulose bound starch synthase GBSS, as well as the soluble starch synthase SSS. You can able to see the structure of amylose. Just remember this picture and see the structure of starch, where the combination of more amylose used to give complete structure of starch. So, and seeing amylose is a alpha D glucose unit, which is a linear way with a linkage of alpha 1 to 4 bond linkage. So, which weights up to the molecular weight of 1,50,000 to 10 lakhs. You must need to make it remember for the 0.5 about the molecular weight of amylose, and where the mixture of linear molecules with a limited long chain branching involving alpha 1 to 6 linkages of amylose, where the amylose branch contains several hundreds of glucose residues and gives the characteristic blue color when it combines with iodine. You can able to see the structure of amylopectin, and which is a branch we can able to classify from the first one of main branches and sub branches, which is of amylopectin. So amylopectin which is branched as well as waterly insoluble polymer, which is used to have thousands of D-glucose residues, and the main chain of amylopectin, where the D-glucose residues joined by alpha 1 to 4 glycosidic linkage, and which contains 94 to 96% of alpha 1 to 4 carbon linkage and 4 to 6% of 1 to 6 linkage. So the molecular weight of amylopectin is in the order of 10 power 7 to 10 power 8. You must need to remember it for the 0.5. So, and seeing the model of amylopectin, which was proposed by Robin and co-workers. So AB and chains are linear with the DP with respect to the degree of proportion. I have already explained you that. where it respective of 15 to 45 respectively, and the B chain, which is a backbone or extend over 2 or more clusters in the structure of amylopectin. You must need to, and each cluster of A chain has a crystalline region which is found within the granules, and amylopectin produce purple to red color with iodine. The first one we see the characteristic blue color is in amylose when it combines with iodine, and the amylopectin gives purple to red color with iodine. So you can see the structure of giving red color with iodine. So the structure of amylose, when it see in the diagram, where you can able to see the branches coming from alpha 1,6 glycosidic linkage, and the main chain used to have alpha 1,4 glycosidic linkage, which is the structure of branched structure of amylopectin. So this diagram explains about the crystalline and amorphous form of amylopectin, where the chains of B chain of DP15 as well as DP45 you can able to see clearly in the notes I have given in the description. So, and the next is we are going to see is insulin, which is a non-digestible fructose oligosaccharide, which is found more naturally in more than 36,000 types of plants, where the insulin is beta 1,2,4 fructose linkage. So cellulose, which is a most abundant organic substance which is found in nature, where the principal constituent is cell wall in higher plants, where it used to have a linkage of beta 1,2,4 linkage within the plant cell wall, organized into biological unit structure known as microfibrils. So it is a structural polysaccharide which is cellulose. So you can able to clearly see that on the lecture notes, which is in the description. So, and the next is the microfibril, which is one of the part of cellulose. While seeing about microfibril, it is an intermolecular hydrogen bond between the hydroxyl group of the monosaccharide at the carbon third carbon. So you can able to see the images of cellulose which have a linear poly glucose joined by the beta 1,4 bond, as well as the inter and intramolecular hydrogen bonding between different celluloses, and it used to describe about the structure of cellulose, where the intramolecular hydrogen bond and the beta 1,1,2,4 glycosidic bond linkages can be done, or else it is explained in this picture. So, and the next picture is about the microfibril percentage of the cellulose in the compound. So you can able to see in this picture the paracrystalline region of an amorphous or flexible mass of cellulose chains, where the crystalline region, which is composed of bundles of microfibrils, you can able to see in the B part of the picture, which is a rigid linear arrangement of microfibrils to form a cellulose. So it's a picture of cellulose as well as the structure of starch comparison, where you can able to see the cellulose is beta acetyl bond, as well as in starch it is alpha acetyl bond. So which and the next we are going to see is chitin. So chitin is nothing but cell wall of the insects, or else in bacteria, which is even found in the shells of crabs, shrimps and other crustaceans. So where the bond present in chitin is N-acetyl glucosamine, which is a beta 1,4 linkage between different monosaccharides. So I have given the lecture note which is in detail about this lecture, so you can able to watch it in the description. So if you like the video, like it and share it with your friends, and subscribe to BSc Agriculture and hit the bell icon to get the regular updates. So thanks for watching the video. Thank you. I will catch you up in next videos.